Oh, hello. I didn't see you there because I had my back turned. But I knew you were there because I set up the camera. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek video. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, and I'm coming to you here from my studio, office, whatever area. And I just wanted to give you guys talk about 2023 and 2024, since I'm recording this basically in the new year here in 2024, in the future here. And you guys are seeing this like 3 days after the new year happened. So welcome to the year 2024. 2023, let's start with a kind of recap of 2023 and then go into what I'm thinking about for 2024, just give you an idea of what the channel and everything that's been going on. 2023 was it was a mixed bag. I had some really great things and I built up some momentum going into the end of the year that I think I'm going to carry into 2024 that I'm very excited about. But it was a very rough year. It was a big year of me coming to grips with a lot of my life and kind of what's going on with me personally and also professionally and what it is that I want to do. It also was a big time for me to step up and start to deal with a lot of the issues that I've had as just a human being, just taking care of my health and taking positive steps for myself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And all of these steps have led to where I'm at now with 2024, when I'm very excited for the prospects of what's to come. I think that this year is going to be a big year, and I think that I am taking the steps that I need to make myself, put myself in a better position to be able to hit it well and do really great things this year. So 2023, it started off rough and it just continued to be rough because I really hadn't, there was a lot of things that had been building up over the last couple of years that I hadn't addressed, and it's just on a personal level that were things that I just kind of put aside because it was easier to put aside than to address them. Mental health is something that I've struggled with for most of my entire adult life. I've had issues with depression that I've faced, and this year it kind of came to a head where I realized that something needed to be done. And at the end of the day, I was very aware of my mental health issues because I've had them in the past, and I'm cognizant of it. And I realized I was depressed, and I realized that I was not as happy as I could be. I was not the husband that I could be. I was not the friend that I could be. I was not the glacial geek that I could be. And I realized that something needed to give. And I started making positive choices for my health and my mental health that have finally come to fruition and into a place where I feel like I'm finally back to the Phil that I was and the Phil that I could be and the Phil that I want to be in the future. So through all of this, I realized that I had been isolating myself since I moved down here to Savannah. I had some friends and I had some people that I would hang out with, but mostly I would just do stuff with the channel, and I wouldn't do things for myself, and I wouldn't do things to make myself happy. And with that in mind, I realized that that's not a way to live. That's a way to just exist. And that made me probably a worse husband than I could be for my wife. I wasn't there for her the way I could be, and I wasn't the person that she fell in love with and married, and I knew that I needed to change that. So I started making choices. I got involved with improv comedy. Originally, I thought it was just going to be a way for me to kind of develop some skills for the channel with public speaking, but I fell in love with it, and I found a community that I absolutely love and that I am able to interact with and be friends with, and on a level that was great, and I needed it to keep going and develop who I was and be a happier person. And with that being a happier person, I was able to be there for my friends and for my family in ways that I couldn't when I was a kind of just like an existing blob. I also made decisions to address some dental problems that I've had for years because for a long time, my dental plan was pay for the minimum amount of stuff that I could to make sure I wasn't in pain, and then just let the rest of it kind of go to pot because I just didn't have the money. For a long time, we just didn't have the money to afford the procedures that I needed to do. And of course, now I'm paying like a billion times more than I would have if I had just been able to address it at the time. But it's expensive to be poor. So that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But I finally started taking steps, and I've been doing things to make it better. And I'm coming towards the end of that journey, which is exciting, and addressing all of the issues that I've gotten there. I have also taken steps towards, I changed my doctor. It turns out my doctor was not a very good doctor is what it came down to. And when I got my new doctor, I talked to her about a lot of the issues that I'd been facing, and she immediately started to take them seriously and address them, and heard me and wanted to make sure that I was doing what I needed to be okay. Part of that was getting onto an antidepressant that immediately helped to ease a lot of the existential dread and anxiety and feelings of being stuck that I had been facing for years now. It's been a rough couple of years. You know, my brother passing away, COVID hitting. I know it's not just me. I also was grappling with the fact that I'm no longer really, if I'm being honest with you, I'm no longer really a freelance photographer. All the freelance work kind of dried up with COVID, and then I was working with the newspaper, and they got bought out. They got bought by a big conglomerate that required a work for hire agreement from all of their freelancers, which meant that if I wanted to continue working with them, I would have to give them the rights to all my pictures. And they paid a really awful rate, and I wasn't willing to do that on a just from a moral perspective. They wanted to take more for not paying me anymore, and I didn't feel right about that. So that relationship ended, and I realized I wasn't doing freelance photography at that point. So I had to come to the realization that my life now was as the Glacial Geek, which is exciting and horrifying at the same time, and exciting and again horrifying. It also meant that I was going to take a more active role in being supportive here at home, because my wife is a superstar. And she needs someone here who can help run the household. She also needed someone who could help her to support her in. She's an amazing fine artist, and she needed people to be able to transport her art basically up and down the East Coast to different galleries, to different shows, and to make sure that could get all supported. So I realized that that's what my life was going to become, and it takes some grappling with. You know, I'm on a personal level, I don't have an issue with, needing to be like the breadwinner. Like, I'm the man of the house, that I need to be the one that like makes sure that, we support, like I'm the one that supports us. That's not what it is. But at the same time, I've grown up as a man in the United States here for the last 40 years, soon to be 41 years. And it's hard not to have a lot of those things kind of sink in, just like the realities of the world telling you that this is what you're supposed to do, and if you're not doing that, then you're a failure. It's hard to get past and realize that that's not what my wife needs. She doesn't need a breadwinner. She needs someone to help support her in her life, because she's being an incredible person who's doing incredible things. And if I can do that, that's what she needs. She doesn't need the whatever income I could bring in in a job. She's good enough for that. So grappling with all of that, and realizing, like, who am I? What am I? Fighting this depression that's been building up, and that's been building and building and building. All of these medical issues, feeling isolated because of myself, and I'm addressing them. So I got onto the antidepressants. I also managed to talk to a psychiatrist about addressing my ADHD that I've faced for my entire life, that I've just never addressed. My entire family basically has it. And I knew it was something that I was facing. I knew it was something that was holding me back from being the person that I could be and being the supportive husband that I could be. And I'm finally addressing that, and I'm taking care of that. And I'm now far more productive and far better at being who I need to be than I ever was able to previously. I also came to the realization that, like, physically, I was not in a good place. And I am, I'm about to turn 41 years old, and something had to give. I'm a large gentleman who, diet and exercise has not worked for me. I'm too big for exercise to really truly do well. And diets just have not had an effect on me. I've tried it in the past, and I've always been a large man, and it worked once with an extremely restrictive diet that's not sustainable. That is not a way of a life change. It's not a way of a change for that. It's a way to lose weight just quickly. But the second I was off of it, it came right back up with a vengeance and brought even more pounds with it. So I made the decision to address my size and the ailments that have come with that by getting into the process to have bariatric surgery, which I will be having in the spring. to address the issues that I face. And if you do actual research in it, most medical professionals are very supportive of this for people, especially my size, because diet and exercise is not effective once you are a certain size. And I've just been basically that size for my entire adult life. And this is going to be a way for me to finally get down to a weight that is going to hopefully address a lot of my other issues that I have. And I'm very excited for it. I'm taking it seriously, and they make you take it seriously. It's like a 6-month process that you have to go through certain classes and different visits with the doctor to try to make sure that you're right for this and that you are mentally ready for this kind of thing. I'm not just like flying off to a country to get it done over a weekend. I'm doing it properly, and I'm doing it to make sure that I'm going to be okay physically. And I'm very much looking forward to that as I move forward here. The reason I'm talking about all these things is that a lot of these the things that I'm talking about are big taboos, not just for me, but they're taboos not just for a public personality like me on the internet, but for people just in general. And the fact is that a lot of times society makes it easier for us to just close our eyes and pretend that these things are not happening to us. And that's what I did for years, and that's what I've done for years. And I finally decided that enough was enough and something had to give. And the fact is that everything I'm doing has so far been an incredible weight off of my shoulders to become the person that I want to be the person that I want to be, the person that I've always strived to be. And I want to put my story out there to talk about this because I don't want other people watching this to feel like they're alone. I don't want other people watching this who might be struggling with similar things, that might be struggling with weight, might be struggling with issues with their health, that might be struggling with their mental health, that might be struggling with ADHD, that might be struggling with any combination of these things or anything else that they feel ashamed, that they feel that they need to be upset about, afraid of, or quiet about, and that they just need to tamp down and just like suck it up and just be an adult and power through this. The fact is that you can't. A lot of these things you can't just power through. And if you try to power through, they get worse and they eventually could kill you. Whether it's through mental health being ignored, whether it's through your physical health being ignored, even your dental health being ignored, any of these things, especially combinations of all these things, could honestly kill you. And I don't want that to happen to you. And I would not feel good that if I just quietly did this and didn't address it on this platform that I have, if one other person sees this and feels seen, one other person sees this and feels heard, and one other person sees this and sees something in my story that allows them to finally step up and address the issues that they might be facing in life, then I did something good. And that's a good way for me. I feel like that's what we should all strive for in life in general. And why not start off 2024 trying to help others? I know it's a small step, and I know I'm one person in all of this, but understand that if you are facing problems in your life, to be quiet about it and try to face them yourself it's a losing battle. That what you need to do is you need to reach out and you need to look for people to help you and look for those around you. And my family and friends have been extremely supportive in my endeavors so far, and will continue, I'm sure, to be extremely helpful in my endeavors going forward. So that's what 2023 was. Like I said, a mixed bag. And let me tell you, addressing a lot of heavy things in your life does not leave you with a lot of mental space to feel super creative. So 2023 felt to me like it was a year of survival. It was a year that I made it through, and I started putting in the building blocks and putting into place the things that would allow me to have a fantastic life going forward. And I feel like 2024 is going to be the first steps of those. So that's for me personally. That's what I feel like is going to be the great things for me personally. For the channel, I feel like 2024 is going to be a great year as well. and in no small part because of those changes that I'm making in my life. I feel like I'm become more self-aware, and I'm more aware of what it is that I need to be happy. And if I'm being happy, then I can bring to you better content and better videos and better everything that I can do in the Glacial Geek. I'm planning to travel a lot more this year, so I'm going to be at LVO. I'm going to plan to be at Adepticon. I'm planning to be at Nova. I'm going to plan to try to be at other places as well. So if you are going to any of those events, or if you're in the area for those, reach out, let me know. I'd love to meet up with you guys. I've got some really great things that I can't necessarily say right now that are coming up for the channel that are going to be great and show a positive way forward for me and the channel and everything that we've got going on. I've got a lot of things that are looking positive. I want to focus on things that I feel strongly about. I want to focus on things that I want to do personally, that I want to have fun with. I've noticed that the content that I've been consuming is a lot more on the hobby side of things, and I want to focus on my hobby side of things as well. Possibly doing dioramas. I want to enter into a painting contest for the first time in my life, and I'm going to be looking to try to take those kind of side of things seriously. I think that I'm going to make an emphasis on that. I'm signed up for the friendly at LVO. I'm planning on signing up for the friendly at Adepticon. I signed up for I did the narrative, as I said in my previous videos, and I want to do that again this year. And all of these things are designed because I've come to the realization that I love to play the game, and I love the hobby side of things, and I love having fun with this. I don't have the cutthroat ability to be like a top player. I don't see myself winning the world championships. I don't see myself winning LVO's championship tournament. And for me, I would rather just go and have fun at the friendly. I'd rather go have fun at a narrative, for me personally, because I feel like there's less pressure on me to perform at that point. And for me, that feels good. I'll still get to play games. I'll still get to have fun with people, and all of the things that I love about tournaments, I will be able to do in the friendly that I could have done in the championship. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be doing like actual competitive tournaments. I'm going to be doing plenty of those, I'm sure, this year. I want to do plenty of those this year. I have fun at those, and I really do enjoy myself. But if I have that option to do something which is a little bit less pressure to perform, I'm going to take it, because at the end of the day, this is something that you need to find what is fun for you. And for me, being able to play the game, meet people, have a good time is, to me, it's important. That's what's important to me at a tournament. And I can get those at the championship, but I can also get those at the friendly. And if I can get those at the friendly without having the pressure to perform like at the championship, then I'm happy with that. But I will certainly still be doing competitive tournaments. I plan on being a gamer. That is what I like to do. I really like to game. I like to have fun. I like to play the game. I don't like to just only paint. I want to paint more, and I want to do more. I do enjoy painting, but I also enjoy playing the game, and I want to go to tournaments. I want to go to events. I want to see people. I want to do these things. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm making those conscious decisions to do what's positive for me going forward. And I think 2024 is going to be the year that I really kind of fall into that groove with it and am able to really accomplish these things. So that's as you can see back here, I've got a fresh, clean table ready for more projects, ready for more to do. I've got the paints. I've got the new Fanatic range ready to go. I've got the speed paints. I've got a lot of basically every single Army Painter paint that's out there. I've got it, and I'm ready to hit the table to paint. I'm ready to hit the table to build. I'm ready to go to tournaments. I'm ready to play games. I'm ready to have fun, and I'm ready to enjoy this life that we can all have fun together, and we can all be together as this community. And that's what I want the Glacial Geek to provide. It's a place for people to come, to feel safe, to feel welcome, and to enjoy themselves and express and share the joy from this hobby together, because that's what it's all about, and that's what I want. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. It feels good to reach out and talk to you guys on a level that I don't necessarily get to do all the time, so I'm glad to do it. And I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.